In today's MLB recap, both the Mets and Pete Alonso are nosediving right now, and unfortunately, that is full pun intended. I am sorry, Pete. Juan Soto had his first ever 3-home run game, but we have some terrible news for the Yankees fan base. They might be missing Jazz Chisholm Jr. for quite some time. Shohei, he's getting so close to the first ever 40 season. He's trying to be the first ever DH to win MVP. This rookie for the Guardians will not stop bat flipping, and the Astros, they won't stop winning ball games. So we're going to talk about all of that and more in today's recap. We recap every game every single day, so stick around, hit that subscribe button. And don't forget that recap is brought to you by SeatGeek. Save yourself 20 bucks off all of your tickets using code Fuzzy. And also, my code Fuzzy on Underdog Fantasy gets brand new users a free pick'em, a $250 bonus cash credit. A lot of good things happen when you use code Fuzzy. I'm sorry, Yankees fans, but we got to kickstart today's recap by, oh no, Jazz Chisholm Jr. is going to be missing some time. I don't know if they're being extra precautious. They're trying to make sure that they get every single X-ray and MRI sent out to every doctor in America to make sure that he does not have a UCL problem. But that is the question that the Yankees have right now. Does Jazz have a UCL issue that is going to need surgery? I'm praying to the baseball gods that he's going to be okay, maybe missing a couple weeks and that he'll be fine. Maybe he'll be a DH. I have no idea. Now, in response, the Yankees are calling up Oswald Peraza, who back in the day was one of my favorite prospects in all of baseball. He took the league by storm in his first handful of games back in 2022, fell off in 2023, but since the All-Star break of this season, he has 7 home runs and an OPS over 1,000. I'm praying that Oswald breaks out in the absence of Jazz, that Jazz isn't going to be missing the rest of the season, because as a baseball fan, Jazz and pinstripes has been so much fun to watch. Juan Soto, more like Juan hit a few solo home runs after hitting a 2-run home run in his first at-bat, and if you're doing the math, that's 3 home runs. That's his first triple home run day. Home runs 31, 32, and 33. He's up to an insane 189 OPS plus on the season. The fact that he and Judge both have 30 plus home runs and OPS plus near 200, it's insane. They're probably the best duo that we've ever seen. Juan, he wanted 4 home runs, but he got walked. Jake Cousins, he's in there for Clay Holmes because Clay got beat up the last time that we saw him. He needed a breather. Jake Cousins loaded the bases, but eventually he got the final out. He's got 35 strikeouts in 24 innings, a 2.2 ERA. We can finally tip our caps to Nestor Cortez, who was finally nasty. Nestor, this was his best start in, I'm going to say, years. He went 7 scoreless with 9 strikeouts, no walks. That's what you need to see out of Nestor Cortez if the Yankees are going to make a playoff run. I think they're still going to, but they need that in October. I'm going to get this Jays game out the way super quick because Will Wagner, he won't stop raking. The kid made his debut and had 3 base hits in his first ever game. Now in game number 2, he's got 2 doubles and 2 RBIs, and the crazy part is he's a 26-year-old rookie. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is still 25 years old, and he already has 154 home runs now after this one. Spencer Horwitz, he's another rookie who is older than Vladdy. He makes it back-to-back home runs with Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Toronto has a bunch of dudes, and it's still kind of crazy that after this W, they're only 56 and 64. This next clip was wild because George Springer was 100% hit by a pitch. Like clear as day, his foot changed directions, and they still confirmed that he did not get hit by a pitch after they went to replay. What's the point of replay if they never get it right? Springer, he's ejected because obviously he's heated up. And we have another rookie, newcomer Joey Loperfido. They got him in the USA trade. He dunked in an RBI as the Halos. They broke the shutout with a Calhoun home run. By the way, Willie Calhoun hasn't struck out since July 24th, which is crazy. The Blue Jays, they've won 2 games in a row. They're 9 games back of a wild card. Do they have a chance or not? I'm going to say or not. The Orioles are trying desperately to stay a half game up on the Yankees for the AL East crown. They took on the Nationals at home, and James Wood, this kid is special. What a pretty swing. He goes the other way for an RBI. Then a few moments later, he got in a pickle, which allowed another run to score. So it's 2-0 Washington until Ryan Mountcastle, he singled the other way, and Tony Taters, he hit one to his own bullpen. That's 36 home runs. Those 36 home runs are the most ever by a Baltimore switch hitter. So we're talking about guys like Brian Roberts, Matt Wieters. Some pretty good ball players have gone through there. Washington, they quickly erased the tie with back-to-back sac flies off the bats of Ildemaro Vargas and Luis Garcia Jr. Vargas drove in another right before Jacob Young. He brought home James Wood after Wood laced his 3rd base hit of the night. Now James Wood is 4 for 4, his second 4-hit night in the last 16 games. He's batting .397 with 9 extra base hits and 13 RBIs over that stretch. He scores on Andres Chaparro's 3rd double of the day. He's a rookie. I think this was his debut as well. 3 doubles in 1 game after spending 8+ years toiling in the minor league system. Kybert, he made it 9 runs, and they just body the Orioles. With this L, the Orioles do in fact lose first place, but again, they're only down by a half game, not even a full game. We have all of the web gems to kickstart this Rockies and Diamondbacks game. Jake the Rake, he's out there flying in center field. He's actually a little bit faster than Corbin Carroll. Fun fact for you guys, Corbin, he's out in right field, and he's making sick plays as well. He saves 2 runs easily. It's almost not fair having Jake McCarthy and Corbin in the same outfield with their speed. They can really cover some ground. The Rockies, they went up a few after that when Lourdes Gurriel Jr., he wanted in on the RBI action, but Ezequiel Tovar, he said no. He scoops it, he spins, he gets the out at first. A run did score on that play, so this Josh Bell double ties it at 2, so we have a brand new ball game. Earlier, we got to see Corbin cover some ground in the outfield. Now it's time to see him find another gear and fly around for a triple. He had 10 triples last year. He has 11 already. So even though he's been struggling, he's still got the triples in his back pocket. Rookie Adrian Del Castillo, his eye is really impressive for a guy who got called up a few days ago. Geraldo Perdomo, he took a walk as well. Jake the Rake, he's batting over 500 with runners in scoring position since the All-Star break. He's now 13 for 22 since the break with runners in scoring position. That's a .590 batting average. McCarthy's first ever walk-off winner is a big one. Let's talk about why it's big. It's big because the former Diamondback and his new team, the San Diego Padres, they won another ball game. We'll talk about David Peralta in a moment. By the way, Arizona has won 5 games in a row, and I don't know what happened here, but O'Neal Cruz just kind of miffed it instead of 2 outs, and this being a sick diving play from G1 Bate to end it. Manny, he gets the RBI sac fly. Michael King has been insane the last few weeks. Actually, I'm going to change that to months. He's been really good for the last 2-ish months now. The sinker is absolutely disgusting. IKF, he couldn't touch it. Cabrine, he's down on the straight 4-seam, and here's another sinker from hell. Brian De La Cruz and Lane Thomas have been useless since being traded. David Peralta, again, the former Diamondback, he tagged Luis Ortiz for the second time in the last few days. He hit a home run off him a couple days ago on August 8th, and sometimes you just see certain guys better than others. King, he ended up going 6 innings. He turned a double play, then got rowdy to chase a rising fastball. 6 scoreless, 10 strikeouts, and since May 4th, he has a 2.5 ERA with 121 strikeouts over 99 innings. That's insane. Luis Ariz, he got the second after Brian De La Cruz. Again, showed that he's been useless. I'm hoping that he and Lane Thomas break out. Manny, he secured a 2 RBI night as Robert Suarez had a 9-pitch, 9th inning. He has 27 saves. So before we show the Dodgers game, check this out. The Padres are 9-1 their last 10. The Diamondbacks are also 9-1 their last 10 because they've won 5 in a row. The Dodgers are also on a 5-game winning streak after handing Milwaukee another L. Will Smith and Ohtani, they both went 410 plus feet. Will Smith went 412 feet for his 16th home run, and Ohtani, he's already up to 37 home runs. The Milwaukee announcers literally admitted that the crack off the bat from Ohtani just sounds different, and over his last 162 games, Ohtani has 49 home runs and 42 stolen bases. William Contreras got the only mistake pitch from Gavin Stone, and he did not miss it. But we're going to just skip to this next clip because Gavin Lux barreled a 2-run tank. He's batting almost 350 with 12 extra base hits and 20 RBIs since the week before the All-Star break, so since July 11th. Andy Pages, another 2-run home run, LA's 4th homer of the game. That's the first time that Brewers pitcher Colin Ray has ever allowed 4 home runs in a single start. Enrique, this double later in the 8th means that every single Dodger had a base hit as LA wins their 5th game in a row, like we said, and rookie Gavin Stone was rock solid, but he's up to 10 wins. He went 5 innings, 6 strikeouts, no walks. His chase rates are really impressive, so if he figures out that sinker, which has been pretty bad this year, he's going to be even better. The only other team with a better win streak than the Dodgers and the Diamondbacks, the Astros, because of course they're streaking, and if you ever count out the Astros after 2 months of not playing good baseball, you're just not watching enough because they play their best baseball when it matters the most. There's Junior Caminero. He is back in the big leagues. He's the number 2 prospect in all of baseball, and I think the Rays are saying he's up for good. He's going to be playing the next 40 games, and they're not going to send him down. Tampa, they saw their lead disappear after Yainer Diaz plated Bregman on a single, and staying with Bregman, he's got a home run in 4 consecutive games. I mean, this guy has been insane. He's really saved his season. He has 19 home runs and a 116 OPS plus. So again, he's a free agent after this year. He needed this hot streak. Jeremy, he has 11 home runs, and that's 1 more than last year combined. Junior Caminero, he made a nice play at the hot corner, and the Rays, they got their 2nd run on a Brandon Lowe ground out, so it's now 3-2, but Josh Hader, he wasn't messing around. We already kind of spoiled it. He's got 26 saves on the year, which means that the Astros have won 7 games in a row, and they've secured a 1.5 game lead over the Mariners. I thought it was a half game. What happened to Seattle? Well, apparently the Mariners got caught in a tornado, and that tornado was the Detroit Tigers offense against George Kirby. Of all people, Scary Carey is back. I really missed Kerry Carpenter. He can go on heaters with the best of them. Jake Rogers, he smoked a 2-run double the other way. I wasn't sure if Madris was going to score, but he's in there head first. Carey, a second big fly, and he knew it too. He has 10 home runs, despite the fact that he hasn't played since May. And Jake Rogers, he kept the oppo approach. Is this ball leaving? Jake Rogers with the grand slam. That's an 11 spot off the great George Kirby, and his ERA jumped by almost 30 points. He went from a 3.12 ERA to a 3.41 or something like that. Gio Urshela had a big fantasy day. This home run was his 4th base hit of the game, but no one had a bigger day than Jake Rogers. He wanted the cycle so bad. He tried to turn on the turbos, but he doesn't have turbos. He could not unhook the trailer, but he did have a huge 7 RBI night. Javi, he socked one as well. It actually left. His 5th home run raised his OPS plus to 40. Oh my God. The Tigers won 15-1 as, yes, the Mariners, they're 1.5 games back at first place now. The Twins scored a bunch as well, and they're basically giving the Royals a knuckle sandwich, and they're reminding the Royals who's the bigger brother in this division. Rookie Zebby Matthews, I hope that I said that right. His first big league strikeout was Bobby Witt Jr. He went from single A to double A to triple A within a few months, and he was called up after having a 2.6 ERA in 97 innings. Seth Lugo, his magical run might be coming to an end because Royce made it 1-0. It's now 3-0 after an error from Michael Garcia. Now, MJ did tag Zebby for his first career home run allowed, but it's all good, though, because Jose Miranda, he doubled in Matt Wallner an inning later. Catcher Christian Vasquez tattooed a long home run. He almost went 420 feet, some more insurance runs for his rookie pitcher, who went on to strike out 5 over 5. He's going to be a big puzzle piece for the Twins after they're probably going to lose Joe Ryan for the rest of the year. By the way, Zebby didn't have any walks. Seth Lugo, he walked Santana to load them up for Kepler. He then made it 6 runs. Minnesota, they ended up with 8 after a Margot single, a Vasquez sac fly. Salvi, he cracked a mammoth home run. I want to show this, 430 feet. He's up to a 280 batting average with 22 home runs for a 34-year-old. That's pretty good. I thought that he was actually older than that. Adam Frazier, what are you doing out there in right field? He botched this attempt, and Miranda, he's credited with a triple. He got on base 4 times in this one. Santana got on, and Kepler, I mean, just take us home, buddy. He secures a 4 RBI day. That was a line drive home run, and then Kyle Farmer, he destroyed a moonshot, his first of the season, a tape measure 2-run home run. The Twins have won 2 games in a row. The Royals, they fall to 6 games of first place. Let's go find the Guardians game where MGK chucked the first pitch into the stands. All right, then. Matthew Boyd, he's back from Tommy John. He got the lefty master Ian Happ to swing and miss, which is not easy to do, and that was his first MLB strikeout in over 410 days. He did give up the lead on a Dansby sac fly. Kenzie Noel needed all of that 6'3" frame to make that grab, but here we go. The bunt is on. Andres Gimenez, he's flying home. Brian Rocchio, he gets the job done. It's an RBI bunt base hit. I love small ball. I also love this. Matthew Boyd, he struck out his 5th batter right here. This is huge for a depleted Cleveland staff because Vogt, we know that he's trying to work his magic and save with the GM. They're trying their best to make up for losing Tristan McKenzie. Logan Allen has been bad. They lost Shane Bieber. Gavin Williams was out for a long time. It's been bad for the Cleveland staff. He leaves after 5 1/3 with no walks, 6 strikeouts. What a moment for him and his family. Now, real quick, guys, if you're not looking, please look at the screen right now. Kenzie Noel with the auto bat flip. He knows that if the ball leaves off the bat at a certain launch angle, he can just flip it. The kid absolutely rakes. Big Christmas is hitting a home run every 9 at-bats to begin his career. Josh Naylor, he reached out to Rob Chicago of an RBI extra base hit easily, and then Emmanuel Clase, he's out for his 4th consecutive game. 4 saves in 4 days. He has 37 saves and 148 saves. He just turned 26. He's about to have the Cleveland record for the most saves ever, as the Guardians have won 4 in a row. The Royals really need the Rangers to clutch up and make sure that Boston does not gain any ground in the wild card race, but Devers and crew had other plans in mind. This game was a wrap by the 5th inning. Rafi, he smacked one off the monster. In scores Yoshida. Ref Schneider, I don't even think that he could have ever predicted he would have a season like this. A 2-run single up the gut gives him a 299 batting average and a near 140 OPS plus. Connor Wong, he's also having a career year. He has 11 home runs. That's a career best. He's batting .295 with a near 120 OPS plus. That is elite for a catcher. Cutter Crawford, man, his perfect game was ruined in a hurry. He went from 5 perfect to almost allowing 5 runs as the Rangers, they clawed their way to a 4 spot after Semien doubled. The pen just could not bail out Cutter. Josh Smith singled, and then back-to-back walks from Boozer. He did not get a single out. The newcomer, Lucas Sims, really had to save him, a.k.a. The umpire bailed him out on the strike 3 call. Wyatt Langford has been getting some bad strike 3 calls this year. The Red Sox got some of those runs back as rookie Nick Sogard laced a 2-run single. Jansen, he got a 4-out save, so he came in with a 2-run lead in the 8th, so he does get a save. He has 442 career saves. The Red Sox, they're 63-55, and they're just 1 game back of the Royals for that final wildcard spot. Here we go. We have some big NL wildcard games coming up as the A's, they were taking on their old buddy Paulie Punch-Outs, a.k.a. Paul Blackburn. Seth Brown, he hit the gaps and cleared the bases for a clutch 3-run double, and skipping to the 3rd. Shea Stadium, more like this is Shea's Stadium. Shea Langoliers with his 22nd home run. He makes it 7-1 off his former teammate. Man, that's sad right there. Jesse Winker and Pete Alonso, they tried to spark a comeback. They both drove in a run off of Joe Boyle. In comes the madman relief pitcher, Austin Adams. Alvarez was the tying run, but Adams got him to whiff, and then he hit the OMG Jose Iglesias celebration in front of the entire Mets fan base. He was just rubbing it in. Adams, he's always been a madman, and I don't know if that Rob Dyrdek show ridiculousness is still going, but if it is, Pete Alonso is about to be on their Scorpion segment because he face plants, the legs go flying. Shea, he ends his 4 RBI night with a double. The A's have won 3 games in a row. The Mets have dropped 4 games in a row. So if the Braves win, they'll extend their 3rd wildcard spot to a 2-game lead over the Mets. And Giants fans, they're also fighting for their lives in this series. They're the ones taking on the Braves. Ramon Laureano got one to barely leave over that tall wall in right field. He has 4 home runs as a Brave. Former Giant Jorge Soler, he doubled the lead with a double. He was actually getting booed a little bit. I don't know why. San Francisco, they got 1 on a ground out when Travis d'Arnaud, he connected. He's got 13 home runs, and so does the rookie shortstop Tyler Fitzgerald. He's putting up Bobby Witt Jr. type stats, a 305 batting average, 13 home runs, 12 stolen bases, great defense, and he's top 1% in speed. So again, he's kind of a Kroger's Walmart version of Bobby Witt Jr. with those type of tools. Charlie Morton, I want to give him a little golf clap because he had 8 strikeouts over 6. He secured his 2,000th strikeout in this game. Yaz, he's down swinging, and I just want to mention also, nearly 1,400 of his strikeouts have come after turning 33 years old, which is nuts. The Giants actually ended up tying the game on a wild pitch, only to have Travis d'Arnaud steal the lead back in the 10th inning, and this was crazy to me. So they had Tyler Fitzgerald bunt. We're talking about the Giants now. I don't know why they would have this guy bunt of all guys. d'Arnaud fires it to 3rd. Schmidt's out, but then they said that there was interference on Tyler Fitzgerald. I didn't see him make contact with the ball, but yeah, Rizal, he got the next 2 outs, and 2 days in a row, the Royals, they win by 1 after 10 innings. So the Mets, they're 2 games back of the Braves, and the Giants, they're 3.5 games back. And I'll just spoil it right now. After this loss to the Reds, St. Louis is also now 3.5 games back of the Braves for that final wildcard spot. Spencer Steer, he has 75 RBIs after dunking in that RBI. Hunter Green was throwing darts. He threw 2 scoreless after blowing 98 miles an hour past Lars Nootbaar. Ty France, another home run for him. He has 3 as a Red. Hunter Green, he is quite literally firing his way into the Cy Young conversation. Look at the power on these pitches. Back-to-back strikeouts in the 3rd. We're going to go to the 6th. Good Lord, now he's breaking out the slider. 2 more strikeouts, those 2 on the bender. And before we talk more about Hunter Green, here's Jeimer Candelario. His season has kind of been weird because that was his 19th home run, but he somehow has a negative WAR on the season. Arenado, he tagged Hunter for his lone mistake, so Arenado now has 12 home runs. His OPS plus is finally at 100, so he's been league average. Alexis Diaz, he has 24 saves. But I do want to talk about Hunter Green for a few more moments, but I want to mention, if you're eating, maybe don't watch this next clip. This happened again. I think this is the 4th time in his career, maybe the 4th time this year that that happened, but that didn't stop him from carving, and he's been carving. He has 7 quality starts in a row, and over those 7 starts, he's allowed, a couple runs? He has a 0.98 ERA. He is 100% in the Cy Young conversation now. The Marlins might have a star in the making. I am knocking on wood. And on the other hand, the Phillies have a complete bust on their hands. Taijuan Walker, he gave up 2 RBI singles to Jonah Bride and Otto Lopez. The Phillies fan base is raining boos on him. And yeah, they don't really like Taijuan Walker stealing almost $20 million to have a near 6 ERA. Jake Berger, he must have liked the sound of the boos because he has 13 home runs since the All-Star break. The Nationals as a team have 17. Both he and Alex Bregman have have a home run in 4 consecutive games. Trey Turner, he skied one to foul territory, and check out how much distance Vidal Brujan had to cover. He makes the grab, and that's literally the definition of giving up your body for a play because he had to leave. That was for rookie starter Valente Belloso. No damage done, and Realmuto, he dropped his barrel later on, so Belloso, he's through 4 scoreless. I'm going to fast forward to the 7th inning because Valente, fire me up, 7 shutout. Now, he doesn't throw all that hard, but he also doesn't walk anyone, and he does a fantastic job at avoiding barrels. He has a 2.2 ERA his first 5 starts. Jesus Sanchez, he broke out the Boo Birds again because he's got 15 home runs, and Miami, they are the first team in baseball all year to shut out the Phillies at home. The Phillies, they're 28-32 over the last 60. That's 4 games under 500. That was a monster recap. I'm not going to take any more of your time. I just want to say thank you guys for your support. Enjoy the rest of your day, and check out the web gems.
Center field. Eli White tracking back. Reaches up and makes the catch.
That's line to center field. Coming on is Bader diving to make the catch.
Hot shot. It's going to be caught by Caminero. This one in the air to left. Sending Wallner back. Wallner near the wall. Jumps up and makes.
This ball line to right. Coming on, dude. Bond diving attempt, and he makes a.
There goes from first, and it's driven to deep right center field. Bay on his horse to the wall.
Schmidt again. This time he's got it.